JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and the news. Female ngster Pawsta begged cop to allow her to witness her husband's ordination. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items. The One Don gang trial yesterday heard that on the Sunday when Stephanie Christie, the sole female among the 33 accused, was arrested on the premises of her church in Yallah's St. Thomas, she pleaded with the arresting officer to allow her to witness the ordination of her husband planned for that day. The early morning visit by Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch CTOC detectives to the Niceville community found Christie ensconced in a Toyota now amidst the bustle of preparations for the grand affair. Those plans were, however, short-circuited. The lead detective in the matter, testifying before trial judge Chief Justice Brian Sykes in the Home Circuit Court Division of the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston yesterday, said police, acting on intelligence, went to the church on that Sunday in 2019 just before 8 a.m. At the time, there were some indications that there would have been a function. There were a lot of preparations being made for an event. People were cooking. When we got to the church, the team proceeded to the church based on intelligence. I saw a Toyota now parked in front of a female sitting inside, the investigator said. Based on the information I had, I knew at the time that the female was Stephanie, he told the court. He said himself and another detective approached Christie, called her by name, and she answered, he said, upon introducing himself to her and telling her that she was a suspect in the ongoing gang investigation. Christie made some comments, which he had trouble recalling for the court. I told her I would be taking her into custody. After I told her that, she said, Mr. X, please, my husband is the pastor of the church and he'll be ordained today, the lead detective said. He told the court that Christie asked if he could allow her to remain at the convention. I told her I could not permit her to, and I took her into custody and we left the premises, he said. According to the detective, Christie was then taken to CTOC's Kingston office where her cell phones were confiscated before taking her to Central Village Police Station in St. Catherine, where she was placed in custody. He said one of the numbers supplied by Christie for one of the headsets was the same number he had dialed for one of the suspects taken into custody 2 days before. The lawman further told the court that he also recognized Christie, not just by face but by voice, as hers was the voice that featured prominently in a phone call to which he was privy during a car chase in the Old Capitol to intercept armed gangsters, aided by intelligence from witness number 2 through an open telephone line. I heard it on the 25th of January 2019, when the witness opened his phone line during an incident, and that voice was constant on the telephone call, he told the court, adding that the call lasted 20 to 30 minutes. The Crown, opening its case on September 20, had said Christie was the liaison officer between incarcerated members of the criminal outfit and those roaming free. She was also responsible for securing legal representation for the members of the gang and was the link between the gang and rogue cops, the Crown said. However, her attorney Alexander Shaw has presented his client as a dedicated church and community woman with a mundane 9-to-5 in a stationery store and not a top-ranking lieutenant in the gang. Earlier, the detective said his attempt to arrest Fabian Johnson, otherwise called Crocs, who claimed to be a musician, drew a hostile crowd who hurled insults and obscenities at the police team, charging that the cops were aligned to the rival Tesha Miller faction of the gang. A lot of insulting languages were being used at the time. Some of them were calling the police man. Some of them said we are Tesha Miller police, and that Andre brand them Steffi life and other abusive words, the cop told the court. He said the police were tempted to move with Crocs, but were spared that trauma as a Jamaica Defense Force lorry arrived on the scene with a team of soldiers. He said after speaking with the driver, Johnson was placed in that vehicle and taken to Denham Town Police Station in the company of himself and another investigator. Asked by the prosecutor leading the evidence how they came to be in the area on that particular day, the detective said he, acting on intelligence provided by witness number 2, had travelled in an unmarked vehicle to the area in the company of 2 other detectives when they saw Johnson seated at the front of an unkempt premises. The detective told the court that Johnson, when asked if it was called Crocs, denied the moniker, saying, Officer, Fabian Johnson my name. The detective told the court that after he identified himself to Johnson, informed him that he was being arrested because he was a suspect in a gang-related investigation. Johnson declared, Officer, me a musician, I act and record me. The detective said Johnson, once at the station, requested a phone call. When asked who he wished to call, he reportedly said he was going to call his big woman Steph. When asked by the investigator if this person was Stephanie Christie, Johnson replied in the affirmative. The detective, who said he dialed the number on behalf of the accused, told the court that he heard Johnson tell the person on the other end that police pick him up and that he's at the Denham Town police station, and them tell him say them take him in for gang. He said the conversation continued for a short period, after which he told Johnson to cut the call. Also yesterday, in addition to Johnson, the detective identified accused Kemar Harrison, Roshane Williams, and Stephanie Christie in the dark. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.